Wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Hey, happy Sunday, Las Vegas. What's going on?
Hey, now.
All right.
What's going on, man?
It's the Mark Hoke Show, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. On an all-in Sunday, we are all in.
We are, man, 100%.
Yeah.
Deep inside.
Very. Like canyon-esque.
Right.
Yeah.
All in the crevices.
Yes, we are. I'm Mark Hoke, along with the David Difference.
Oh, what a difference a Dave makes.
If you're watching on the live stream, by the way, I'm surprised Dave didn't bring any lava lamps in.
It's coming, man. We're gonna build this thing slowly.
Yeah, we're getting to decorating. We got some cool stuff.
Yeah, man, we're gonna hype it up. I'm in the Dave Cave. This is now the Dave Cave. Anybody that comes in here, you are in the Dave Cave. It's gonna have a total different vibe than in there.
Well, what's going to happen when I get to actually get a producer in the studio and I come in there?
You just get to stay home and stream from your bedroom.
No, that is not happening.
We'll figure it out, man.
That is not happening.
We'll figure it out. Don't crush my dreams this early, man.
Fair enough.
Good morning, though. Las Vegas.
Good morning.
It's beautiful out there, man.
Yeah, it is the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. We're very happy to have you joining us on what's going to be, I don't know, this show is going to be kind of one of triumph and tragedy.
Mm-hmm. Such is life.
We've got, of course, what is the biggest professional wrestling event of all time about to fire off here in about an hour, as AEW All In will be kicking off their 0 hour. So the pre-show starting at 9, and that's, of course, featuring Adam Cole and MJF taking on Aussie Open for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships to kick things off in Wembley Stadium.
That's a big one, man.
A nearly completely sold out Wembley Stadium. There were a few tickets left, not many, but I know they got over 82,000 as of this morning. So, yeah. And I think capacity was around 82.5. So they're pretty much loaded up.
Hats off to them, man. That's a huge accomplishment.
Unbelievable.
Question: do you think that card is caliber of what the tickets that are sold and the hype on it?
I think it's a pretty good card. I mean, do you have what you would call a super match? You know what I mean? One of those like a Rock Cena kind of showdowns. No,
I don't think so.
No. Do you have a card that's loaded from top to bottom that's going to be a blast to watch? Yes. And you have to imagine there's going to be some serious surprises on this card today too.
Sin City surprises.
Yeah, that's right. Except it's going to be over in Wembley. But I think it's going to be, I was thinking about that today too. I wonder who else is going to pop in there today. You know, we've always been hearing about Goldberg and some of these other guys. Edge is not going to be there. If Edge shows up, he's going to be violating his contract. Right. So everybody's got to kind of get past that Edge thing. He already said he's under contract with WWE until the end of September. He will not be at All In.
Well, people say a lot of things. Have you seen the paperwork? You seen the ink?
Well, I'm just going by what the man said in the video.
Well, they say a lot of things.
So there you go.
We'll see. I mean, it could be a surprise. Surprises are surprises, right?
Yeah, the Lord knows what's going to happen today. I mean, you would imagine they're going to be, pulling out all the stops here at Wembley Stadium. Just the pre-show started a couple of minutes ago, and I've got that up on the screen. And man, oh day, that stadium looks amazing, absolutely amazing. You should get that on the screen on the break.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'll get a gander of it, man.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So people just starting to file in there at Wembley Stadium as they get ready for All In, and they added a couple of matches over the last week before we did our preview. So we'll break down the card for you as the show goes on. Of course, a couple of very sad notes happened in professional wrestling this week too, and we'll dive into those in a little deeper as we go through the show. But a legend and an active wrestler who just is completely wired into the pro wrestling community in so many ways, passed away this week. As on Wednesday, we lost Terry Funk,
Legend,
the
icon.
of course, started wrestling back in the 60s, and a former NWA world champion, had incredible runs through the NWA, WWE, WCW, ECW, Japan, was everywhere. And that man just kept finding a way to revitalize his career and revitalize his career. And every time you thought Terry was done,
Right.
he'd just find a way to get back in there and do something new and something different that would have people talking. And, of course, just one of the best to ever do it. I mean, you hear so many times, so many people have said, their idol is in professional wrestling is Terry Funk. He's very underrated when it comes to the history of pro wrestling. I think I don't know how people forget about him. And and Dory's brother, Dory Funk Jr. were both NWA champions. Obviously, Terry probably had the more out there career for modern day fans. Dory kind of, once things finished up in that WWE run where he and Terry were there, he kind of stepped aside. But Terry kept rolling and rolling. But we lost Terry Funk, and of course, Wyndham Rotunda, otherwise known as Bray Wyatt, suddenly passing away at the age of 36. A horrendous story. Of course, he was going to be getting ready to wrestle Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania this year.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he went poof, and no one knew what was going on. Nothing was disclosed about what had happened to him. And as it turned out, Sean Ross Sapp knew the whole time. And then once he passed away, was given permission by the family to talk about it, that Bray had a congenital heart issue that got aggravated when he caught COVID, and he nearly died from that. And he was just starting to get close to a return, and then suddenly had a heart attack and passed away on Thursday.
Yeah. Sad news, man. I mean, it's a reminder, and I think we all, we take it for granted, but it could be like that. And he brought so much, like, in that limited time, I guess. I mean, you see people have expanded careers, but like so much. He was a game changer, and just definitely different and stood out from the pack.
Yeah, a 3-time world champion in WWE, multiple-time tag team champion, and even more important, obviously, is the fact that he's a father of 4. And those kids don't have their dad anymore, and it's very very sad to see. But one thing, and I think one thing that people forget, and we'll probably talk about this a little more later on, but that I think part of the reason that this has rocked the wrestling community so hard is, one, everybody loved the guy.
Yeah.
But when you think about just who he is and where he fits into wrestling history, obviously is, you have he's a line of the Wyndham family, with Blackjack Mulligan. Barry Wyndham, is his uncle. He's Mike Rotunda's son. And so this family is so intertwined in wrestling. You saw, obviously, a lot of his contemporaries are crushed, but also so many people in the generation before that were, saw him grow up.
Yeah.
Mike would bring him, to the matches, and he was around professional wrestling all his life. So everybody knew him from the time he was a little kid. And I think that, this combination of Terry Funk and Wyndham dying, man, I mean, just, I can't imagine what's going through the minds of a lot of people that are in the industry and are pro wrestlers right now, how they're feeling. I mean, this is just a double gut punch.
Yeah, Wednesday was tough, and then Thursday you get hit again, like totally out the blue. And yeah, it's been a rough week for pro wrestling, not just pro wrestling, but in general. It's like those sad stories. Terry Funk was a legend, and the thing I loved about him is, like, how many times did he retire?
Yeah,
And then it's like, this is my last match, but every time he would come back, it wasn't like Flair's last match where it was like he shouldn't have done that. Terry Funk could still go and do his thing and, like, brought his magic, and he just kept going and going. Iconic. Like, if you remember Beyond the Mat, right? It was like his last match, and that was what, like 20 years ago?
Right.
No, it ain't, sir. But yeah, I want to get with my non-wrestling people and watch that, man. Just tap him into who he is. I know you said he's underrated, but I think outside of the scope of wrestling, inside, if you know, like
Yeah.
he is iconic. He changed the game. He's a legend. Outside may not be as recognizable unless you see him, and like, oh yeah, I kind of remember him. But like, if you're tapped in, you're tapped in. He's the guy.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I first started watching pro wrestling, and the first thing I saw was WWF stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And then you'd start seeing some of the other shows started coming on TV, and you pick up a copy of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and you're like, ooh, who's this Terry Funk guy?
Right.
And then who's Ric Flair? Who are all these guys? And you start learning about them. And then I remember when Terry came to the WWF, man, I was pumped.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Terry Funk's coming in here. This is gonna be wild. I'm like, I can't wait for him to take on Hogan. This is gonna be great. Which he did. They did have a pretty decent feud in there. I remember when he debuted in the WWF, he attacked Mel Phillips. You remember Mel Phillips, the ring announcer? But he attacked him, and that started the feud with the Junkyard Dog.
Okay.
That kind of
I remember that.
got everything rolling. So it was something. And then of course, I remember the feud that happened with Ric Flair when he was judging Rick and Terry Steamboat's match in WCW, that Terry all of a sudden came in and challenged Rick, and Rick kind of was like, yeah, you've been away for a while, I don't know if that's a good idea, because he didn't want to beat up Terry Funk, and then Terry Funk just destroyed him, mauled him, put him through a table, and the war between Funk and Flair was on again. And and then doing the hardcore matches in Japan. I mean, it was just absolutely incredible what Terry and ECW, obviously, just incredible what he did in his career. And so two guys that, of course, Terry was suffering from dementias at the end of his life, and you kind of knew that day was coming, but obviously with Bray Wyatt, no clue. So
yeah, that was a complete shocker. I mean, definitely shout out to both, and rest easy. Terry Funk lived a long, beautiful life doing what he loved.
Yes, he did.
And that's the magical thing. Then you look at like Bray Wyatt, is like we didn't even get the little bit of what he had in store for us.
Yes, that is very true. Well, hey, we're going to head to break here pretty shortly, but we have a very special guest coming on. Brad Gilmore is going to be joining us in here from Reality of Wrestling and the Hall of Fame podcast down there in Texas.
Yeah, he's the guy,
taking
man.
care of business in Houston and doing his thing. And we have a mention in the chat box too. We'll get to that in a little bit too, but we're very excited. We're going to be having Brad Gilmore on the show. We're going to talk to him about what's going on in Reality of Wrestling, his reactions to everything happening today. And of course, had a pretty rough moment on the Hall of Fame podcast too. We're going to talk to him about that as well. So should be a lot of fun with our good buddy. And we want to welcome him back. Brad Gilmore joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show. Stick around, everybody. We got a whole lot more coming up. It's going to be a great 2 hours. We're living the lives of two great men, and talking about
you and I. Oh,
yeah, and talking about what's going to be happening in Wembley Stadium, one of the biggest achievements in pro wrestling history. Stick around, everybody. We will be right back. The Mark Hoke Show is proud to announce our partnership with pro wrestling's premier charity, the Cauliflower Alley Club. For nearly 60 years, the CAC has stood strong, assisting members of the wrestling industry in their times of need. Please join us in supporting the Cauliflower Alley Club by becoming a member for just $25 a year, or make an individual donation today. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org and give back to the people that have brought us so much entertainment and joy in pro wrestling. Once again, that's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
I'm attorney Richard Harris. For me, it's all about winning for our clients. So our firm is donating backpacks full of supplies to 12,000 of the neediest students in Nevada. We want these kids to be winners too.
Hi, I'm Diana. As a veteran, I know that for many servicemen and women, the battle doesn't always end when they come home. Because I too struggle with the invisible wounds of service. Thankfully, I found American Humane's Pups for Patriots program, which brought Sam into my life. Before being paired with Sam, I didn't get out of bed for most days. Pups for Patriots and Sam literally changed my life. Now I'm able to go to the store without having a panic attack. I'm finally able to live my life the way I want to live it. Pups for Patriots provides trained service dogs to veterans like me at no cost. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or traumatic brain injury, please go to AmericanHumane.org to learn about their Pups for Patriots service dog program. Let's give our veterans a fighting chance.
A message from American Humane.
There's some families that have not recovered at all.
People told me they did not want to get vaccinated.
People were getting their medical advice from somebody on TikTok. The sense of community is something that the world needs.
COVID taught me that health matters. Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and aired in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
There is one word that is consistent throughout the entire state of Nevada: community. As our state continues to grow, now more than ever, Nevadans are pulling together to help, support, and pitch in. If you or someone you know is looking to get more active in your community, Nevada Volunteers can help. NevadaVolunteers.org is an easy way to find volunteer opportunities in your area with organizations that share your passion. From working with animals, art and culture, children, or disaster relief, NevadaVolunteers.org is the gateway to many community organizations who can benefit from someone like you. Looking to help out the environment? How about equality and social justice or health and hunger issues? NevadaVolunteers.org has a full listing of volunteer opportunities in your area. To learn more about volunteering, visit NevadaVolunteers.org. This message, sponsored by Nevada Volunteers, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. Improve your gas mileage by properly inflating tires and taking your car in for a tune-up. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Coast Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
1015 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN, 1015 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas.
105 what?
1015 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas.
Get the marbles out your mouth, Mark.
Yeah, I bumbled that FM. I did. I'll admit it.
I'm here to catch
you didn't have to call me out.
That's what I do.
You know,
that's my job.
Come on, man.
Somebody got to keep you in line.
Unbelievable.
We started off good, man. We'll get back to it.
Yeah, we didn't get into a fight in the first 20 minutes of the show today. Now you got to go.
24 minutes. It's a new record, man. We're getting better.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to spar, though, on occasion. That's all right, Dave. I'll get you later.
All right. I'll be here.
The David Difference, of course, joining me, Mark Hoke, here on the show. And we are very excited to have a special guest. And if you're watching on the live stream, by the way, see, doing radio, you don't have to dress up. But when you come on the live stream, yeah, this guy put on the suit and tie. Let's get him on the show. Brad Gilmore joining us, everybody. What's going on, Brad?
What's going on, David? What's going on, Mark? Thanks for having me. Happy to be here on the Talk of Las Vegas. Come on, man. Y'all got Beyonce there tonight. So I'm not the only H-Town representative in Houston tonight. You know, we got Beyonce too. We export talent.
Right.
Yeah, well, I was driving around with that Beyonce traffic. So crazy. I'm not as excited as everybody else. Let's just say that. Doing Uber in Las Vegas when there's a massive concert is very, very painful.
I'm sure.
Yeah, especially yeah, there's only one road that goes into the stadium, so it's kind of stupid. But anyway, don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
But Brad, very happy to have you on board here, my friend. How's it going?
Things are going well, man. We're like you. We're beating the heat down here in Houston, Texas during this nice summer, but we have a lot of pro wrestling that's been keeping my mind off of things. I know it's been a tough week for a lot of us, losing two legends, a Texas legend and a legend in the making and a future Hall of Famer. But it's been great. It's been great. Reality wrestling's been kicking on all cylinders. Booker and I have been having a great time down here.
Yeah. So, well, let's get that tough moment out of the way, and we'll talk about the tragedies that happened this week. You and Book were actually on the air when the news for Bray Wyatt happened, and I got to watch that clip. And I want to compliment both of you for handling that as best you could. I mean, obviously a very emotional moment. Talk to us a little bit about what that was like, getting that news on the air that Bray had passed away.
Obviously, there's no good time to receive bad news. And we were in the middle of talking about Terry Funk, one of the greatest of all time. And we have a live chat on the show, and I started to see something in the chat, and it took me a few seconds to go confirm it with Triple H. And I didn't even believe what I had read for a minute. And that's why even I said, like, I don't know if I should read this, because I didn't know if it was real, because it just seemed so surreal. And then having to break that news to Booker and to the rest of the watching audience, it was a tough moment, man. Because again, Bray, I know there's been a lot talked about him, creatively as a performer and his wrestling ability, but he's got a lot of young children and somebody who's getting ready to marry later on this year. And that was the first thing that I started to think about was, man, this poor family having to go through this at this moment. And it was definitely a difficult thing to do live on air. So I appreciate you saying we handled it the best that we could.
Yeah, well, we'll talk a little bit about your thoughts about, and I like calling him Wyndham Rotunda, his real name too, because we think about the character, but there's a person behind it too.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on him and his career, and just how much he's going to be missed in the wrestling community.
Yeah, I remember when Bray first came on to the main roster. I wasn't really watching NXT a lot, and I saw him come out with the Wyatt family in the rocking chair with the Hawaiian shirt, and had this real Charles Manson kind of vibe to him, I think is what he was going for, having like the family with him. And I thought it was cool. And then it only grew and he only progressed. I think the best run of his career was when he, went off for a little while and came back with the Fiend and the Firefly Funhouse. I just thought that was so creative. And to me, it embodied what pro wrestling is, mixing this super creative, fantastical elements of pro wrestling, which is what he did. With great storytelling, with great promo ability, knowing how to play both sides of a character. He was just a mega talent, man. And the thing is, I know that it was, as his career went on, sometimes like, okay, what do we do with Bray next? What do we do with Bray next? What do we do with Bray next? I still think the next great Bray Wyatt idea or creative moment was still to come. We hadn't seen him peak yet. That's how creative of a force that guy was. And so as far as a wrestling fan goes, yeah, we're going to obviously miss him. There's going to be a big void in the industry because of his loss.
Yeah, and it's very sad. And one of the most creative guys I think we've ever seen in the industry for sure. And
yeah,
it was fascinating. Sometimes hit, sometimes miss, but putting yourself out there like that to come up with such wild ideas and trying to bring them across in something like pro wrestling was pretty amazing. And I think the other point that I mentioned this with Dave earlier is just how entwined in the pro wrestling community he was, being in the family he was from. I mean, everybody knew him from the time he was a little kid. And, I can only imagine what's going through everybody's mind, not just the contemporaries, but the people that, were in that older generation. Seeing him pass away like this, it's just got to be tearing everybody apart right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, great wrestling family. Barry Windham and Bo Dallas and Erwin or Shyster, a favorite of mine, IRS. I can only imagine what they're going through and what the whole industry is going through. Like Booker said on the show, and I agree with the sentiment. Wrestling's a big fraternity, and when one of us goes through it, we all go through it, and everybody's hurting right now. But you're right. Bray would take big swings, man, huge swings, and like the Firefly Funhouse match that he had with Cena. It's one of the most creative things I've ever seen. I cannot tell you to this day that I fully understand it. But
Right.
I mean, seriously, I don't know if I understand it, but I know that it was creative, and I know that it was a risk and a chance. And kudos to a guy like Cena and for all the production at the time for trusting the creative vision of one person. That tells you how much faith they had in Bray Wyatt. That they were going to give a John Cena WrestleMania match. They're going to give him complete creative license to do something. And that was during COVID when everybody was watching. It's probably one of the most watched WrestleManias maybe ever, just because it was the only thing on. And yeah, that Firefly Funhouse match is going to be something I definitely always remember when you say his name.
Now, the one that I always am going to remember though is the regular match that he had with Cena at WrestleMania, where Cena was about ready to hit him with the chair, and Cena stopped, and I was really heartbroken that Bray didn't win that match. That's one of those to me that goes in the category of the wrong person won. It would have been an interesting way to see how they handled John Cena after that, but I was a little heartbroken over that because I really loved the Swamp Guy.
I loved it too.
That was my favorite. I always dug that character.
But when you think about Bray at WrestleMania, and this is just coming off the top of my head, so I'm going to forget some, but just kind of in sequence, he got to wrestle John Cena. The next year, The Undertaker. The next year, in front of 101,000 or whatever it was in Texas Stadium or AT&T Stadium, he has a one-on-one with The Rock, a moment with The Rock. And then, he moves on to have matches with Randy Orton as the WWE champion. I mean, he got to face the top people in the industry for his WrestleMania career.
Yeah, unbelievable career and cut way short. And the other person that we lost was Terry Funk, and of course, just an absolute legend in this industry, and one guy that I think sometimes people forget about a little bit, which is kind of sad because he was really one of the best to ever do it. And of course, Texas guy down there. And your thoughts on the passing of Terry Funk?
Terry Funk is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, bar none. He embodied literally every single ounce of professional wrestling he embodied within him. And look, there's no knock on any other state, but I just kind of think that Texas does wrestling a little bit better than most places. And if you stand out in a crowd amongst Texas wrestlers, when you talk about some of the all-time greats, Booker, Shawn, Austin, Taker, Dusty, you have to mention Funk. When you talk about the great exports from Texas wrestling. And, we were talking about on the show this week of just this guy was in his late 50s trying to do a moonsault in a hardcore match. Like he was absolutely insane. And if you go back and you listen to stories, and no one tells better Terry Funk stories than Mick Foley, who I know they were very close. I was his mentor. You hear some of these stories and how literally much he loved this business. I think Mick Foley, and forgive me if I get any of this wrong, told the story, and I'm paraphrasing that, somebody had, I don't know, attacked Terry or stabbed Terry or something. And Mick was like, "Hey, are you going to press charges?" And he goes, "Cactus, why would I press charges on somebody who gave me the biggest compliment of my life?" Being such a good heel, he got all this heat from this fan. So yeah, Terry Funk, it's still 79. It isn't very old nowadays. But still taken a little bit too soon, because I would have loved to hear. I would love to hear a Terry Funk podcast. That would have been one for the ages.
Yeah, could you imagine if Terry if you'd have moved him up and started his career in the 80s?
Yeah,
where if he would have started wrestling later, I think that he would probably be one of those guys that people talk about putting on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. I mean, just
what he started in the 70s, mid 70s?
Yeah, late 60s, I believe.
Late 60s.
Yeah.
Okay. So late 60s, 70, and then he even had a match up until the mid 2000s in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In WWE, I'm talking national television, not at an indie show. So he had a 6-decade run.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Yeah, him and his brother, obviously Dory Funk, phenomenal as well. But Terry, when I think of Terry Funk, one of the first things I think of is the dumpster match from WrestleMania.
Oh, that was
against the New Age Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just back when wrestling was just off the wall and fun. Remember when they got shoved off the stage in the dumpster on Raw one night, him and Cactus? Just,
chainsaw. Yeah.
Chainsaw Charlie, man.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Charlie. Just so great. I love Terry Funk. And We lost an absolute legend with him.
Yeah, I that was one of the moments I remember too. And the Ric Flair feud in WCW with Terry Funk was, that just came so out of the blue. And I still remember being so shocked at that night when Terry just tore him apart, and then they got in that great run. And that was just coming off the Ricky Steamboat run for Flair too. And now you dive into taking on Terry Funk in some classic matches and some of the greatest promos that I've ever seen in pro wrestling. I mean, God, he was just such an incredible talent.
Now, did they have an empty arena match or a Falls Count Anywhere?
I think it was a Falls Count. I think it was a Falls Count Anywhere.
Whichever it was, I remember watching it on some DVD that they put out, like a compilation. Maybe it was a Flair DVD, and thinking this was the greatest wrestling match I'd ever seen. At the time, I remember thinking this is the greatest wrestling match I've ever seen.
Yeah, empty arena. Yeah.
Empty arena. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember thinking this was the greatest match I've ever seen. And it just tells you how great those two were to be able to bring me in decades later with no audience reaction, right? Completely quiet arena. That tells you how great of a worker both of those guys are, but especially Terry Funk.
Yeah. So two greats have gone away, and we will miss them. And I'm they did a great job honoring them on SmackDown on Friday night. And I would imagine AEW is probably going to do something today too. I would certainly hope so.
Absolutely.
We'll see how that goes. But we're on with Brad Gilmore here on the Mark Hoke Show. And speaking of AEW, we're going to step back, take a break, and then we're going to talk about the biggest event in professional wrestling history. That's really all there is to say about that. Some amazing matches and just an incredible afternoon coming up here from Wembley Stadium. And we will have more with Brad Gilmore here on the Mark Hoke Show. It's the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment on 101.5 FM, The Talk of Las Vegas. I'm Mark Hoke, the David Difference, hanging out in the Dave Cave over there.
Yes, sir.
He's taking over our studio. Got it all dark and romantic in there.
Yeah,
I'm going to stay in my booth. Stick around. We'll be right back. If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
Hey, Nevadans, prescriptions can be expensive. Let the Array RX discount card be your solution. Now available to all Nevada residents. Simply sign up for free, show your pharmacist your digital card, and save money. Receive discounts of up to 80% on certain medications. There are no age or income restrictions, and it only takes a minute to enroll. Visit ArrayRxCard.com to learn more and sign up today.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Wick Farmers Market Nutrition Program promotes purchasing locally grown fresh fruits and vegetables. Attending the farmers market is a fun way for families to shop for a variety of produce. Households participating in the Nevada Women, Infants, and Children Program, commonly known as WIC, may be eligible to receive coupon vouchers for the purchase of fresh fruits and vegetables at participating farmers markets. Each active WIC participant may receive $30 for each WIC farmers market. Coupons may be used through September 30th. Call your local WIC clinic today to see if you qualify, or go to nevadawic.org and click the farmers market banner for more information. That's nevadawic.org, sponsored by the Nevada WIC Program, Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station. The Farmers Market Nutrition Program is an equal opportunity provider.
Are you shopping for healthcare coverage for a small business? Whether you're renewing a plan or shopping for a new one, the Vegas Chamber Health Plan, backed by Anthem, has many of the advantages usually reserved for a larger organization, like access to care across Nevada at lower cost. Lock in quality healthcare at budget-friendly prices through July 2024. Go to vegaschamber.com/anthem. Brought to you by the Vegas Chamber in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
After serving in the military, life can seem like an endless loop. But the cycle can be broken. You're not alone. Visit maketheconnection.net to learn more.
Attention Nevada residents. Education is key to unlocking your potential and achieving success. Unfortunately, 16% of Nevada students do not graduate high school, leaving them at a disadvantage. But there is hope. The Battle-Born Youth Challenge Academy, a voluntary and tuition-free educational program offered by the National Guard, is here to help. Using a military model and an 8-core component curriculum, the Academy is dedicated to reclaiming the potential of disproportionately affected youth. The program is designed for those who are dedicated to becoming a better version of themselves. For more information or to talk to the admissions team, please visit our website at battlebornyouthchallenge.org. That's battlebornyouthchallenge.org. This message is sponsored by Battle-Born Youth Challenge Academy in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
I've never seen it like this.
We've lost a lot of loved ones in our family.
I lost some family members to COVID.
So many of my patients pass away from COVID.
People dying. It didn't matter your color, your race, your sex.
Death has no particular color. It comes after us all.
Every human life has value. Just does.
COVID taught us
Health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And welcome back to the Mark Hoke Show, everybody. We're very happy to have you with us here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas.
Okay, settle down.
Is that better, David Difference?
Yeah, that's good, man.
Are we all right?
You know, Brad, tell me something.
Yeah.
Lights, Camera, Faction. What are your thoughts? Those are my guys.
I love those guys, man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I love all those guys. Action Braxton, Ice Williams. They've been down here. We met them in Vegas when Reality Wrestling did a show there in late 2021 at the MGM, and they've come down to our arena a few times since then, and they bring so much energy. And what I tell those guys all the time is that they've got the crowd before the bell rings, right? And that's so hard to do, and so few people at our level, the independent level, and places like Reality Wrestling, it's hard to connect with a crowd who doesn't know who you are at all. And those guys know how to come out, and if nothing else, like one time, I don't even know if I told them this, after the show, because the Lights, Camera, Faction, they're like this movie. They have movies as their backdrop, kind of what their gimmick is. And they say cut all the time. And they do like this, cut, and they do their hands like that. And one time when I was leaving the building that night, I saw 2 kids doing that to each other in the parking lot, saying cut. And that's how you connect with an audience. And Lights, Camera, Faction does it so well. I love those guys.
Yeah, definitely. They got it dialed in. It took me a while to warm up to them, but as a collective, like they have it all dialed in. Branding and just energy and I love those guys.
Yeah, they are something special. There's no question about it.
Irrational confidence.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk a little more indie wrestling with you, Brad, because of course Reality Wrestling's got a whole ton of great stuff going on in there, and of course we're with Brad Gilmore from Reality Wrestling. But there's a little bigger show going on today, just a tad, as 82,000 people are going to be packing Wembley Stadium right now as we get ready for AEW All In. And this has just been such an amazing journey for AEW to even think about pulling this off in 4+ years. It's awe-inspiring when you think about it. Brad, what are your thoughts just on this show in general and the road for AEW to get to this point?
It's massively impressive. It's massively impressive that they were able to pull this off. I think this show is massive for pro wrestling too. To have 80,000 plus fans in an arena at any given moment for anything is a plus, especially when it comes to our form of sport and entertainment, wrestling. My hat's off to them. They saw a gap in the market. Tony Khan and the Elite saw a gap in the market. They capitalized on it, and they've turned it into something that gives more opportunities to wrestlers and gives people opportunities like this. Normally, unless you were in WWE working at WrestleMania, you were never going to be in front of a crowd this big, or unless you were forced to go to it in North Korea.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah.
There's that show that we don't talk about. But but yeah, all jokes aside, you didn't get this opportunity. And honestly, I used to think about Kenny Omega, and I used to think, man, it's a shame he's never going to wrestle in front of 80,000 people. Like at a WrestleMania level event. And now he's going to. And I think that's great. I think that's awesome for AEW.
What are you as a fan, the most excited about for this show? Take away from being a professional here in the industry and just being somebody sitting down watching the TV. What are you pumped up about to see on this?
I'm pumped up just to see what it looks like. I think that that's probably what every wrestling fan does when there's a big show. And I know that we all do it. As soon as we get to the stadium, we look at the set. Like, what does the set look like? We want to see what the set looks like. And I did it this year at SoFi for WrestleMania. I'm like, what is the set going to look like? It was the first thing I wanted to do. So I want to see what the set looks like. I want to see really the people in the crowds. And here's the thing. I've been in Vegas anytime anybody from the UK fights. If you like Tyson Fury or what have you, they all are there and they are all loud and into what's going on in the squared circle. So I know the crowd's going to be off the charts. And I'm excited to see my favorites, man, to see Samoa Joe, to see Sting, to see Chris Jericho in front of this crowd. Wrestling, like I said it earlier, the Sting and Darby Allin versus Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland match is a tag team match I never knew I wanted, but I'm so happy I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm happy I'm getting this match. I'm amped to see it.
Yeah, this is going to be amazing. And, when you think about where MJF and Adam Cole were just a few years ago and getting to this point where they're going to be main eventing this card. And not only that, but they're wrestling twice today. What an awesome responsibility for Tony First to give to those guys. I mean, I couldn't imagine the pressure that they're feeling. But when you think about MJF, who's kind of out there on the indies and, Major League Wrestling, and now all of a sudden is in this spot, and then Adam Cole, leaving with the Undisputed, and Vince not being willing to bring him up, and now they're here. I mean, that is just such an incredible story for those two guys today, and I'm excited for them.
What's crazy about that is I was thinking about it. People were ridiculing the idea of them opening the show and closing the show. And it makes so much sense from several different perspectives, because those big stadium shows, the first couple matches, people are normally still filtering in because they're like, oh, it starts at 7. That's when I'll get there. I'll get to my seat. And we know ticket lines can be long. This is a really great way to incentivize people to get there early. Hey, two of your favorites who are going to be in the main event also have an opportunity to win the tag team championships in the first match. So you might want to get to the stadium early. That's actually a really brilliant move by Tony Khan or whoever made that decision. And the other thing is, it's great for Adam Cole and MJF, because the old saying in wrestling is, if you're not on last, you want to be on first, because that's when the crowd's going to be the hottest. These guys get to be on last and get to be the first people to see the crowd and the 80,000 out there. And they're going to get the biggest reaction of the night because it's the first match and everyone's going to be so excited. So that's huge for them. And MJF, when you talk about generational talent, that guy's a generational talent. He would have been a superstar in any era in pro wrestling. I don't care, even if it was the land of the giants. He would have had the best promo battles with Roddy Piper back in the WWF during the Rock and Wrestling Connection. He would have held his own with Triple H and Shawn Michaels and The Rock in the Attitude Era. And he would have shined through during the Ruthless Aggression with Batista and Edge and John Cena. And it makes, to me, he is such a surefire superstar. It's incredible to watch that guy. And he's the few who have the look, the talking ability, the charisma, the media capabilities, and can work. Like, this guy's a diamond in the rough, man.
Agree. Any predictions for tonight, man?
I like to go on the betting odds. This is what I normally go with. And, odds have MJF winning, so I think that's probably smart. I think that you're going to see Sting walk out with a win. I want to see Daddy Ass walk out with one of those trios tag team championships.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be such a great moment if he gives the Famouser to Malachi Black and pins him 1, 2, 3 in front of Wembley Stadium? Can you imagine the pop? Huge pop. We're talking Road Warrior 88 levels. You know what I mean? Like, it would be an insane pop to see that. So, but really all I want is the same thing I want from any wrestling show, is just, I want there to be good matches and everybody will walk out safe, And if we have that, we're going to have a great show.
Absolutely. Well, you guys put on some great shows down in Reality of Wrestling in Texas, and you're moving into a new place. I saw. What's going on down there, man?
We have a brand new television studio and facility being built out as we speak. It's going to be finished before the end of next month, where we're going to have our big debut. And guys, I'm literally not allowed to tell you what's going to happen at this show, but the names and the things that I've heard and that are confirmed for our first show at our new arena, 9300 M&F Lowry Expressway in Texas City, Texas, it's going to be incredible. Now, this is going to be also our first show coming off of, well, we had our Summer of Champions 9, which we set an all-time attendance record for independent wrestling in the city of Houston. 1,100 people showed up to that show to watch people just from the Reality of Wrestling. No other names were on there, no big names, just the Row folks came through. And it was awesome to have 1,100 people there at an independent wrestling show. And we're just going to keep the ball rolling, man. Booker has a vision. And Booker he says he doesn't even look at us like an independent promotion. He said, we're just a small television company, but we work hard for our artists. That's what he says all the time. And I agree. You know, we had some people come down from WWE not too long ago, and they talked to all of our guys, and they said, look, there's a lot of great independent wrestling around there, a lot of great companies, a lot of great promotions, but no one has what you all have. And what we have is a 2-time Hall of Famer, you know, and there's a lot of credible wrestling schools you can get a good education from, and you should, but you know, to get it from somebody who's, you know, been a world champion, main evented WrestleMania, gone in the Hall of Fame twice, both as a singles and a tag, there's very few people who have that resume that he has, and to get that information from him is awesome. So we're really looking forward to the end of this month or next month, September 23rd, for our grand opening of our brand new arena.
Dave, we should fly down.
Y'all should come
down there, man. I think NJ Holiday might be in the building there at Culture Inc.
Yeah, Culture Inc.'s for sure in the building. They're the current Reality Wrestling Tag Team champion. They're going to be in the building, man, and they're going to be. They are, by the way, Eli Knight, Malik, Nick J. Holiday. They're all incredible guys and great talent. But yeah, y'all should come down. Come down.
Let's do
Have
it.
Booker on the show. We'll do some media down there.
Okay.
You know?
He said, okay, I'm in.
Sounds like a plan to me. We got about a minute and a half, Brad. And I wanted to ask you, because I didn't get to talk to you about this the last time, but you're a big movie guy.
Yes.
And you got this Back to the Future book.
Yes.
Tell everybody a little bit about that, because when you get into time travel in movies, the possibilities are crazy, endless, and mind-bending. Tell everybody a little bit about this book.
Yeah, so Back to the Future is my favorite movie trilogy of all time. I think it's the greatest movie trilogy of all time. I discovered it at a young age, and I did a podcast, and I got in touch with a publisher, and they say, we want to adapt your podcast into a book, essentially. And I wrote the book, came out in 2020, and you know, it was #1 in its category on Amazon. And yeah, man, it's been great. I actually don't enjoy writing books, but I've written 2 of them now, and I'm working on a 3rd. And I don't enjoy the process at all, and that's about as honest as I can be. It is torture to me to do. But yeah, the book's great, man. So if you're a fan of 1980s movies, especially Back to the Future, you know, my 3 of my favorite movies are Back to the Future, Fletch, and Clue the movie, and they all came out in 1985.
That's the top.
Fletch, man.
Fletch
I
is
love
working
me some
overtime, man.
Fletch. I'll have a Bloody Mary, a steak sandwich, and a Bloody Mary.
There you go.
That is awesome. Well, Brad, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. We really do appreciate it. Where can everybody find you, bud?
You can find me on all social media at Brad Gilmore, thebradgilmore.com. You can check out all the podcasts that Booker and I are doing. We actually have a big announcement coming up about the Hall of Fame, probably next week, maybe the week after. Huge announcement about our show, the Hall of Fame. So be sure you check into that.
Sounds great. Well, Brad Gilmore, thank you for joining us today. We will see you down the road, my friend.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, see y'all in Houston next time, right?
Yeah. We going, man. He committed us. So
sounds like a plan. All right, there you go. Brad Gilmore, everybody. That was great time. Always enjoyable having Brad on the show.
Yeah, good peoples, man. Good peoples right there.
Yeah. And by the way, the ring is starting to get people in it at AEW All In. Jeff Jarrett and his troupe are out there with Tony Schiavone right now.
You're not sharing with anybody? We can't see?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
It's the pre-show. It's on.
Well,
it's
supposed
free.
to be focused here. You're supposed to be focused here.
I am
you
focused.
YouTube?
Come on, man.
All right.
Have a little faith.
Well,
this is the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM with the David Difference and Mark Hoke. We got it covered in the world of pro wrestling. That's what we do.
Yes, sir. Every day, all day.
Yeah. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about what's going on with Cauliflower Alley Club in town Monday through Wednesday. Going to be a great time. And we're going to be talking about this all in and a whole lot more. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Mark.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
The PvP, Voices of Baseball, is a podcast about the art and craft of play-by-play, and we're in the middle of an amazing season. Catch up on episodes with Joe Buck, Joe Davis, Pat Hughes, and more, and learn along with me, Matt Spiegel, how the job is done.
It's not just home run Bryce Harper in the Phillies lead. To really do it justice, you got to widen the lens. What does this home run mean?
The PvP, Voices of Baseball. I bring you the people who bring you the game. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you, or do you know a 16 to 18-year-old who is falling behind in school? Do you find yourself struggling to keep up, or perhaps often getting in trouble? That's okay, because you're not alone, and help is available. Battleborn Youth Challenge Academy is a voluntary, tuition-free program open to Nevada students like you. EBYCA uses a military structure to assist in reclaiming lost credits, instill discipline, develop self-reliance, and foster a sense of community. If you are ready to accept the challenge, apply now for the new semester class. Check out the website at battlebornyouthchallenge.org. That's battlebornyouthchallenge.org. Or simply search for Battleborn Youth Challenge Academy. This message sponsored by Battleborn Youth Challenge Academy, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
There is no known safe amount of marijuana use during pregnancy. Marijuana is not safe for pregnant or breastfeeding women and their babies. Everything a mother eats, drinks, or smokes affects her developing baby or enters her breast milk. Just like alcohol and tobacco, using marijuana can have negative effects for your baby. Any form of marijuana may be harmful during pregnancy and while breastfeeding. Marijuana can affect your ability to care for your baby or someone else's baby. It is best for women to quit using while pregnant and breastfeeding. If you are pregnant or a new mother using marijuana, you are urged to seek help to quit. Pregnant women receive priority admission at state-funded treatment centers. Visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org. That's SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211. This message sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
On Facebook, I saw someone
It's
posted.
going to turn you into a zombie.
Created by the government.
They're going to plant a chip into your body.
It's the mark of the beast.
This is fake.
This information is just about as bad as the pandemic itself.
This information is easy. You don't see the harm it does.
COVID taught us
Health matters. Stop the spread of misinformation.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and aired in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
KMXP HD3 Henderson, K260HCS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 1015 FM KDAWN.
3 U.S. service members have been lost. I'm Pam Puso, Fox News. It happened during a training exercise.
Authorities say 3 U.S. Marines have been killed following a helicopter crash on a North Australian island Sunday morning. 20 others were injured. The Bell Boeing V-22 Opry helicopter was performing Predator-run exercise drills with Australia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Timor-Leste when the crash occurred. Laura Cantor, Fox News.
3 people are dead following a shooting at a Dollar General store in Jacksonville, Florida. The gunman then took his own life.
Other than the 3 individuals killed and the shooter himself, there are no additional people who suffered gunshot wounds. We are not identifying the deceased victims at this time, but I can tell you that there are 2 male victims and 1 female victim. All of the deceased victims are Black.
Clay County Sheriff T.K. Waters, police say the rampage was racially motivated and that hate-filled manifestos were discovered at the gunman's home. The manifestos allegedly revealed a desire to harm Black people. Jacksonville Mayor Donna Deegan.
We must do everything that we can. We must do everything that we can to dissuade this type of hate.
The shooting happened on the 5th anniversary of a shooting at the Jacksonville landing that claimed the lives of 2 people. Russia's investigative committee confirms Wagner mercenary chief Yevgeny Prigozhin was killed in a plane crash. The committee said in a statement that after forensic testing, all 10 bodies recovered at the site of the crash were identified, and the findings conform to the manifest of the plane. The 62-year-old Prigozhin was killed 2 months after he mounted a day-long mutiny against Russia's military that President Vladimir Putin described as treason, the Kremlin denying involvement. America's listening to Fox News.
Jason in the House, the Jason Chaffetz podcast. There is always someone doing something stupid somewhere. Dive deeper than the headlines and the party lines as I take on American life, politics, and entertainment. Join me, Jason Chaffetz, every Wednesday as I shed light on the news and make some predictions along the way. You never know who will drop in. Subscribe now on foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
David Difference will not let it go. He will not.
Can't let it go. Can't let
You
it
got to let it go, man.
go. Nah, we can't let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Come on. This is the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. The best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Thanks to Brad Gilmore for coming on. We certainly do appreciate that. Good dude.
Yeah, great dude, man. It was a pleasure meeting him. Look forward. Now you committed us to going out to Texas.
I guess
dude.
we gotta go to Texas.
Yeah. When is this?
I guess we got to look that up.
Yeah. We'll be out there.
Late September, but that sounds fun. I'll go down there.
That's what you say.
Yeah, if we can swing it, we'll do it.
Late September. Yeah, I'm with it. I got to go to. I'm in Dallas in October, but so maybe I'll just stay out there forever.
Become a Texan.
Terry Funk, man.
There you go. Well, we are bringing you all the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. And of course, today it's All In Sunday. Already underway out there, getting crazy. Jeff Jarrett taking a guitar shot in the pre-show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that crowd is jacked, man. Already early. They just got there, man. And what time is it there?
Right now, 5 o'clock.
5 a.m. These guys
PM.
are dead. Oh.
No, PM. Going the wrong way.
Yeah.
That would be if the show was in Indonesia.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that worthy of an O?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You're going the wrong way?
No, you don't go the wrong way.
Well.
Come on, David Difference. By the way, Jesse Hyde in the chat box a while back talking about All In said Monet Sasha trolling everybody, thinking she's going to show up at Wembley Stadium, but TK going to do the Jay White, quote, angry face meme when Kairi Sane returns to WWE, hopefully.
Translate that for the people out there that have no clue what that
just
means.
talking about Mercedes Moné, who is one of the other rumored people showing up at this event. I did see that she may be there. So that would be kind of fun.
Oh yeah, right. I think she needs to be there.
Man, if she showed up and challenged whoever won the women's championship match.
She's not obligated to anybody right now, is she?
No, I know. I mean, she's been wrestling for New Japan.
Yeah.
But obviously that relationship, they can go back and forth if they want to. So
Yeah. So yeah, I think she's going to show up.
yeah, there are some serious potential surprises.
I think today we're going to
Wednesday.
see some great moments, and a lot of trending stuff, a lot of shareables.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting day as we get ready for AEW All In and the pre-show coming up here soon. We're going to get this tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships as the AEW World Champion MJF and Adam Cole, the new brochachos, better than you, baby, will be taking on Aussie Open. Of course, more well known in Japan, but they are the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And I'm going to be very curious to see how this sets up the main event match. You know something big is going to happen in this match. You know it.
Yeah, in the tag team match. So what is I'm saying they win it, right?
You're going to say they're going to win it?
I say they're going to win it. Fallout in the main event, then they got to figure out the aftermath.
See, I think there's going to be fallout, but they lose. I will.
In the tag team?
Yeah.
There's going to be fallout between them in the pre-show.
Yeah. Something stupid's going to happen. They're not just going to put this match on and have nothing happen between the two of them. I would think.
You're right.
I mean, there's got to be some tension that's going to be created after this, one way or the other.
What if it's just a classic match?
Well, then it is. But that wouldn't make any sense. That's not AEW style.
Welcome to professional wrestling.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff who knows? I mean, that's why we watch it, right? Because you never know what's going to happen.
It's the athletic soap opera we all love.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be an exciting day, of course. 52 minutes away from the start of the main card, but this match will be coming up here pretty shortly. So we're kind of keeping an eye on it as we proceed through the show. And of course, I want to thank all of you for joining us here on KDAWN, the Odyssey app, or if you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. We certainly do appreciate it. And say hi to us in the chat box. If you got a second, just pop on YouTube, get in there, and give us your thoughts on what's going to be happening today with All In, or if you want to say something about Bray Wyatt or Terry Funk, we would love to get your input and talk to us.
Yeah, we just got a message from young Donnie Purcell. Looks like he's eating his chicken fingers, watching the Mark Hoke show live stream.
Okay.
Chicken fingers for breakfast.
Fair enough. Whatever's sitting around. Oh man, that stadium looks amazing. This is just going to be something so special, David. And
you know what's something really even more special?
What?
Cauliflower Alley Club.
Yeah. I was getting there, but yeah, we'll
you're fanboying over there, man.
Well, but that's the thing. We're fans. We are fans.
Well, I'm fan manning.
Fair enough. Well, we'll talk about CAC because the Cauliflower Alley Club reunion is coming up starting tomorrow, the 28th through the 30th. And we would be thrilled to have you join us down at the plaza. You got to get a membership to get in there. It's $25. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org and sign up right now. And of course, if you don't know what the CAC is a charity that is established for people in the wrestling industry that have fallen on hard times. So whenever, someone needs to get picked up a little bit, because, a lot of people in the industry, and especially in the older days of the territories and so on, no health insurance, just had to cover all their own expenses. It was a rough lifestyle, and many of those professionals are paying for it right now, with injuries, and whatever comes their way. So the CAC is there to help them out, and all your money goes to that. So,
I tell you, being a part of this thing is like, it definitely tapped me in. So just a heads up, like we volunteered to do some work. We'll be live streaming there, and just like looking at all the footage of, careers past and, all these great people that have been in and out of the business. And I was shocked. Yesterday, I was at Future Shock, speaking of being shocked, but, like the younger generation, everybody was like, what's CAC? Never heard of it. And I think this is beautiful because we get to spread that word of what it is. And then also we're going to be doing a lot of footage just to get that going. But it's $25 for a membership. You can come on down. There's going to be legends walking around everywhere in Las Vegas downtown. But get down there. There's the award dinner. You buy your ticket for that. You get access to seminars. JBL is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of good panel discussions, and you never know who you're going to run into. There's going to be a lot of games. So if you are a wrestling student, a wrestling fan, just want to get some help out and support an organization that is doing beautiful things, come down to the CAC. It's going down at the Plaza Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Me and Mark will be there throughout the event. And it's going to be a good time, man, a memorable experience.
Yeah, and I want to give you, David Difference, some serious on-air kudos, because for those of you that follow the show, a lot of all the graphics and everything, I do video editing and the podcasts and all that stuff, but David puts in all the time on the graphics. And when the CAC asked us to do the videos to introduce all the award winners.
Well, tell it like it is.
Well, if you give me a second, I will.
No, I'm saying how we started this. Like first it was just play the videos.
Oh, yeah. At first we were asked to just come down, and the person that normally plays the videos was unavailable.
Right.
So they asked us if we'd do it. It's like, oh, piece of cake. That's easy.
Just hit play.
Yeah,
cool.
That's it.
Right.
Load them and hit play.
Right.
Smooth
sailing.
Well, guess what? It turned into, hey, can you guys do some of the videos? Like produce them? Yeah. And of course, we're on this phone conversation with B. Brian Blair, and David says, sure, just blurts it out.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you, David Difference?
Yeah. Well, I've been taught in life, always say yes to figure it out, especially if it's if it's something meaningful and could lead to something. So yeah, I say yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Then they hit me with 13 videos, and we cut it down to 7, which was good. And I finally knocked those out. It's some beautiful things. I'm very proud.
They're
of it.
great work.
Yeah, very proud of it. And then I'm like, cool, this weekend we're going to go into it. I get a call yesterday, the videos from WWE, with them producing all the stuff for Bray Wyatt and Funk. The guy just wasn't able to get those done. So yesterday they said, we need 3 more videos. And, I make magic happen. I get her done.
Yeah. And David has really stepped up and done a phenomenal job. I mean, that is not in my wheelhouse. I'll do voice work all day and things like that. But David has done an amazing job with these videos and put in so much time. And you deserve a ton of credit for this. And I want to congratulate you for, putting in the time and, doing something that we certainly weren't planning on doing.
Well, yeah. No, I always got to remind myself that this is about love. You do it for the love, and like even creating and making videos and stuff. I love doing that. So it's passion stuff. Obviously, it's a lot, man. But I got a lot on my plate, man. I'm a buffet type dude. And thank you for the cookie. Is that what the cookie was for?
Sure.
All right, I get a cookie. For
I was
all
just
my
giving
efforts.
you the cookie to give you a cookie.
Okay.
But
thank you for that, though, man.
You're welcome.
You make me tear up, man. If you could zoom in, there's like a tear forming.
Well, you did a great job. They probably get the best videos they've ever had for this event. So the 57th annual Cauliflower Alley Club Reunion at the Plaza, 28th through the 30th. Come on down and say hi to us when we're there, and get your tickets and get ticket for that banquet and have a great time. So the match is underway, by the way, for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, as Aussie Open, who, by the way, is a pretty darn good team. If you've never seen Aussie Open, they are amazing. And they are currently duking it out with Adam Cole and MJF as we speak in Wembley Stadium. Packed house. I don't have the sound on, obviously, because, I'm doing a radio show. But, man, this is just an incredible event today. And if you got the $50 to get the pay-per-view, I'd highly recommend you do it, because you're going to miss history if you don't. So.
Yeah, no, this is a huge event. Like right now, like I said, the crowd's electric and it's just getting started. Imagine when everything else pops out. It's going to be a long show, yeah?
Yeah, and they added some matches. We'll kind of get into those as we kind of roll along here on the Mark Hoke Show. And, Dave, I think that's a pretty good place to take a break, because I want to start talking about this card and what's happening today. And and so on. Of course, we pretty much took care of Terry Funk and
I don't think
Bray
you
Wyatt.
could ever take care of Terry Funk or Bray Wyatt, man.
Yeah.
They deserve, come on, for what they gave to us.
Yeah, absolutely. But
appreciate them guys.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. And of course, there is some stuff going on in WWE too, as we have, looks like a new established challenger, and one that I suggested at WrestleMania, by the way, to one of them. We'll talk about that. And a massive losing streak is over in WWE.
Not newsworthy.
I think it is.
Not newsworthy. But stay tuned. It might be.
Stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show. I'm Mark Hoke, the David Difference. Stick around. We'll be right back.
In Nevada, anything that goes into the storm drain goes directly to our local waterways, which can pollute Nevada's lakes and rivers. Nevada is the driest state in the nation, and we must work together to preserve our limited water resources for future generations of Nevadans. Here's some waterway wisdom so you can help do your part. Scoop your dog's poop, bag it, and discard it. Clean up yard waste and grass clippings. Wash your car at a car wash or on grass or gravel. Apply pesticides and fertilizers sparingly in your yard. Safely dispose of household chemicals. Clean up leaks and spills. And don't litter. Secure trash in bins. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains. Use waterway wisdom. And remember, only rain should go into the storm drain. Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations by visiting loveenvywaters.com and following us on social media.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Transportation, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Understanding the many things in a mother's life affecting her pregnancy is important. You can help improve the health of all mothers and babies in Nevada by completing a pregnancy risk assessment monitoring system survey about your recent pregnancy. Also known as PRAMS, the survey is from the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The survey asks new moms about their experience before, during, and after pregnancy. Responses are confidential and used to help improve the health of mothers and babies in Nevada. If you receive a PRAMS survey, please share your story. Learn more at nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. That's nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. This message sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, I'm Diana. As a veteran, I know that for many servicemen and women, the battle doesn't always end when they come home. Because I too struggle with the invisible wounds of service. Thankfully, I found American Humane's Pups for Patriots program, which brought Sam into my life. Before being paired with Sam, I didn't get out of bed for most days. Pups for Patriots and Sam literally changed my life. Now I'm able to go to the store without having a panic attack. I'm finally able to live my life the way I want to live it. Pups for Patriots provides trained service dogs to veterans like me at no cost. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or traumatic brain injury, please go to AmericanHumane.org to learn about their Pups for Patriots service dog program. Let's give our veterans a fighting chance.
A message from American Humane.
Get ready for one of the most exciting and interactive events on the pro wrestling calendar. The 57th annual Cauliflower Alley Club reunion at the Plaza in Las Vegas. Meet some of your all-time professional wrestling favorites. Check out the wrestling memorabilia. Participate in terrific seminars and star-studded events, including Tuesday and Wednesday night CAC Awards and dinner nights. Visit caulifloweralleyclub.org and get your tickets and membership today. That's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
101.5 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we welcome you back to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, the Odyssey app streaming worldwide. And we're streaming worldwide also on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Shout out to all my Facebook people out there, man. All my Bay Area people.
You got the Bay in here, man?
Yeah, we got the Bay in the building, man.
The Bay?
Settle down. Settle down,
Come
Mark.
on, man.
Don't ruin it.
I'm not ruining it. This is exciting. We got a great match going on right now on the All-In pre-show.
I don't know what that
The
is.
0-hour pre-show between Aussie Open and MJF and Adam Cole for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Man, it's so crazy seeing MJF work as a babyface. It's just, the guy can do anything. Oh, he's getting ready for a kangaroo kick, by the way. The kangaroo kick may be coming. Is it? There it is! The kangaroo kick! It's good! He got both of them.
Yeah.
And the crowd is going nuts.
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh,
rope
my
shake.
Lord.
Well,
They've got blow up kangaroos all over the over Wembley Stadium.
they like it, man.
And you can't break this team up.
Calm down.
I know it's going to happen. But God, they're so good together.
Yeah, just a matter of hours, man. But what are
I
you gonna
know.
do? I mean, I think that we are. Well, whatever.
Are we double clothesline? There may be a double clothesline headed here for Kyle Fletcher. Let's see if it's coming. David Difference, we got the double clothesline. It is. They hit it.
Is it?
They hit it.
That's the thing. My stream is
1,
always
2, and we've got new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
Look at this guy, Howard Cosell over here. Settle down.
Boom.
Well, we saw that coming. I saw that coming. I called that.
You did.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Well, good. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Now tune back into the Mark Hoke Show, man, because we got new tag team champions. A lot of stuff is going to happen.
Oh, this is
today.
going to be a fun day.
Yeah. And we're just getting started, man.
Better Than You, Bebe is celebrating at Wembley.
Crowd's going bananas.
Oh, man, look at that. This is, and this is, we talked last week about why we love pro wrestling so much, and it's days like this. It's moments like this where you get, how many other entertainment genres, you don't see too many that you have 80,000 people at an event going nuts. It's not very many. Very few people in the world can put that kind of a crowd into a building like this.
Yeah, it's a different thing, man. Wrestling is a whole thing. I had this conversation with this young lady yesterday, and she said, I don't understand why you don't watch sports. That's weird. And I said,
why don't you watch sports?
I just don't.
Okay.
I said I'm on a different. I watch wrestling. I mean, I had such a close connection with my brothers growing up, my grandfather, my father, watching wrestling as a kid, and that was just always my thing, man. That was my sport right there. So hoops, I'll watch it, but I can't follow anything like that. I'm starting to think I got ADHD.
That would kind of be the opposite of ADHD, unless you're just stuck on wrestling. Then you're kind of maybe in the autism spectrum.
Oh, maybe I got autism. Is that what you're saying? You diagnosed me?
I don't know, David.
I'm just saying I'm all over the place, but wrestling keep me, because there's so many different facets going. It keep me entertained, man. You can go back and watch old stuff. You can watch new stuff. There's documentaries. There's just so much that, it's a beautiful business. I kid you not, man. And so do I watch sports? No.
Well, that's why we do it. So All In is underway. So that is your opening match of the evening, and we'll be getting ready for the full card starting up here.
Nothing happened, Mark. You said something had to happen. It didn't. I said, what if it was just a good match?
Okay. You're right.
You're no longer an authority.
Just because I'm not right about everything. But I've been right about a lot of stuff on this show.
Yeah,
that is true. That is very true. Documented.
Yeah, I'll look through the archives.
Yeah, you look through the archives.
See.
Why don't you just say,
You know what, Mark? Here, let me.
What?
You know what, Mark?
What are you going to do on the Mark Hoke Show? What are you going to do, David Difference?
You've done so much for this industry with your predictions and your knowledge and your tutelage. You're teaching the masses about this business, man. So,
well, and actually, but it is funny you say that, and I'm not being vain about it, but part of the reason that I like to do this show is because I love pro wrestling, and I want people to feel that. I want them to be excited about it and get into it and enjoy it.
Yeah. I really want to tap into the people that like wrestling, have no clue or used to watch it. Like, come on back. So I'm gonna take it down a notch so you guys can understand more. Mark over here talking like everybody watch it every day, all day, but I want to get those people in. It's like, what is so intriguing about this? Okay, who is this? What is that? You know, because that's the hardest part. You watch it and you're like, I have no clue what's going on.
Trust me, I keep it at a very low level on the show a lot. I try not to go too crazy because trust me, I could. But this, by the way, just and real quick, just to run down what's happening on the card today. If you are not aware, we just had that Aussie Open match. A new one that was added to this, Jack Perry, the former Jungle Boy, who is threatening to retire the FTW championship that was introduced by our buddy on commentary, Taz. Well, he's got a defense against Taz's son, Hoke. They had a little falling out a while back, so that match has been added to the card today. We got FTR taking on the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Two of the greatest tag teams of this generation. We'll look forward to seeing that one. We've got the women's match. Hikaru Shida defends the women's championship against Toni Storm Saraya, who we had in the studio here a while back.
Lovely lady.
Pretty interesting character. She's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. And Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Darby Allin, and the 62-year-old Sting.
Mm-hmm.
This match got changed, by the way. They're taking on Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage. AR Fox was supposed to be in this match, but something happened that he could not attend. And apparently he didn't let AEW know until now, like this week.
Yeah, it was his kid's birthday.
So they had on Dynamite, AR Fox not only got beat up by Swerve Strickland and his Embassy stablemates, but he was thrown out of the Embassy as well.
Mm-hmm.
So a double penalty for AR Fox. And apparently there's some heat on him for not coming to this show. But so instead we get Christian Cage. That'll be fun. Are you a little more excited about this match now that it's Christian?
Yeah, now I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
Before I was going to get some good sleep last night. Once they announced this, couldn't sleep. Tossing and turning all night like a kid on Christmas Eve.
Oh, my God. We've got a 6-man match. The Golden Elite, Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Adam Page taking on Kensuke Takeshita and Bullet Club Gold, which is Juice Robinson, Jay White. That's going to be an outstanding match to watch. The Stadium Stampede match. And this is going to be so intriguing with a British crowd.
Yeah.
Because we've seen these Stadium Stampede matches. And for those of you who don't know what that is, they basically fight all over the stadium.
And that's a big stadium.
This is going to be just ridiculously insane.
Did you see that video game update where they released the downloadable Stadium Stampede?
I did hear about that.
It looked pretty crazy.
Oh, man, we got to get that game.
Yeah, they were riding horses through the crowd.
Share custody. We need to do that.
Yeah. That's good, man.
Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, and Apento Cerro Miedo will take on the Blackpool Combat Club. John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and then Santana and Ortiz are back, and they will be in this match. So this should be, that is just going to be a wild match all over the arena. Will Ospreay takes on, with Don Callis in the corner, takes on Chris Jericho, who drew the ire of Don Callis, who is probably one of the two biggest heels in professional wrestling right now. That should be an incredible match between those two. CM Punk and Samoa Joe, as CM Punk defends his, well, I got suspended, but I still had a belt, real world championship against Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
This one just got added too. We got the House of Black is back in the house, baby. We saw this match actually at Double or Nothing. We're getting the House of Black against the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn.
He's back, baby.
He had hinted he was retired, but they brought him back. He ticked him off enough. The House of Black did that. Now he is back, and they're going to wrestle for the AEW Trios Championship. And then the main event, MJF Adam Cole, as MJF defends the World Heavyweight Championship of All Elite Wrestling against Adam Cole, baby. Which one are you looking forward to? Give me, put your fan hat on for a minute. What are you thinking about this?
Well, number one, I'm a CM Punk guy, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking at the trios match. I'm excited about.
And that freaks me out that you said that, because when we were at Double or Nothing, because I know you're still kind of getting into AEW a little bit more, but at Double or Nothing, you were like, I could care less about this match. No. And now you're excited about
Did
the
I say I
rematch.
could care less? So what I said was, that I wasn't, I was like, I didn't know anything about AEW too much. I had watched it when it first started, and then like obviously going to that live event, it was like who's who, and you see people popping, so you're like, what do they pop for? So you do some research.
Yeah, this is going to be that's going to be a terrific match.
But he looks amazing for how old is he?
Oh, is he 52? I think somewhere in there ballpark.
Yeah,
I know he's over 50.
He looked great, and he's still somebody I want to see compete. So
yeah, this is good. That is going to be a terrific match.
Soraya, I want to see her do some damage and win this thing, hopefully in the hometown. Yeah, and obviously that main event. See where that goes. I mean, can we put this thing to bed?
That is going to be. Now I'm really wondering what's going to happen in that match, but I still got Adam Cole stabbing MJF in the back. I've still got it.
Well, they got the belt. Yeah, something's got to happen. I mean, unless it's just a classic match, and then it's like, whatever.
Could you imagine that though?
That would be lame.
Would it though? Because,
for me,
because here's the thing that the issue. I don't think AEW was planning on creating this issue, but when they put these together, and just to give everybody the background on the story between these two guys, they had wrestled a time limit draw. MJF is the biggest heel in the company. Everybody hates him. And Adam Cole just barely, they had a 2 count going when the bell rang for the draw.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm not wrestling Adam Cole again. Well, they did an eliminator tournament for like a random eliminator tournament for the World Tag Team Championship. So they just had put 2 people together, had a tournament, and they paired Adam Cole and MJF. Well, they got to the final, and as they were progressing towards that, they became really good friends. And MJF, who's a big loner, that everybody hates, well, now he has a friend. And they have acted this so well. And the vignettes that they've done and all the promos have been top of the line. And you just feel like, that a lighter side of MJF has come out. And it's kind of cool to see that anyway. But
as a performer, to be able to run both sides of the gamut is beautiful. Love that. I just like the heel hardcore, but he's still like kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
But it's, so I just say that's a testament and hats off to him for, how he pulls it off. But imagine, something's got to culminate tonight.
Yeah. And, I've always said that it's harder. And I think wrestlers will say this as well, that I think it's harder to be a babyface than it is to be a heel. Because as a heel, you can say whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You can do whatever you want. If you think of a nasty, mean thing to say or a horrible thing to do to somebody, you just do it. You just do it. Yeah. But as a babyface, you kind of got to play it straight. You have to be the honorable, natural. Oh my God, yes, I'm the best, and I respect my opponent and all that kind of stuff. And that's hard to do when you really want to beat the crap out of somebody.
Right.
So restraining yourself. And when you look at a guy like John Cena, who was able to do it his whole career, and keep the character alive. And of course, you got the Cena sucks chants and all that stuff. Those that I think is much more difficult than just going out and cutting it loose. Would you agree with that?
You're saying being a babyface versus a heel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so, because I mean, it's the character aspect, right? For some people, like, they don't like stretch too far outside of who they are, right?
Right.
So that being just who you are is good, but yeah, the heel I think would be funner, because you get to break some rules and do some stuff and like, we all hate criticism, but if that was your job to get criticism and get booed, you could take it more. It's probably good for your mental health.
Well, yeah, you can kind of let it all out.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. No, I think it's good observation, Mark. You're doing a good job today, Mark.
Well, thanks. You are too, David.
Next week there's gonna be trees behind me, all kinds of stuff happening over here.
Fair enough. Hook has hit the ring, by the way. Looks like we're gonna get Hook and Jack Perry on the pre-show here. And Jack Perry is riding to the ring in a limousine. He's Jungle Boy no more. Yeah. Nope. So the FTW title on the line. That's a long ride there too. It's a beautiful car. Good for him, man.
Yeah, good for him. He's doing it. Yeah.
That's a great rental.
Yeah. It's good stuff. If you're not planning on watching it, I'd say you still got time. Order it, watch it. I mean, obviously everybody's watching the hype right now on YouTube. So You know, if you're not getting excited for this, I don't know what's going on. They're also doing the live stream downtown. Watch party with Medusa, part of CAC this weekend. That's good stuff, man. Who are you looking forward to maybe running into at CAC this week?
Boy, the thing is, it could be anybody. But some of the award winners. I mean, I'll tell you one I'm really excited to meet is Ron Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I have always admired him for everything that he's done as a real groundbreaker in the industry. And, he was somebody who to a point was kind of an afterthought for a long time. And then just the quality work. And I remember the real breakthrough for him was that Doom tag team that he had when Teddy Long was managing him. He was with Butch Reed.
Yeah.
And once those guys took off, then all of a sudden everybody realized how really good Ron Simmons is in the ring. And when he won the WCW championship, it was a historic moment in professional wrestling. Obviously, he was the first African-American world champion.
Trailblazer, man. Trailblazer.
I
mean, and that's the thing is like moments like that, it opened doors. But I can tell you as a kid, like I was WWF. So it wasn't until I want to say Attitude Era, Farouk, that I was like, okay, who's this cat? And then, but that's the beautiful thing is you can go back and see this lineage, and it's a whole different level of respect and admiration for what they do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting him. You just never know. I mean, there's so many people that could be there.
Right.
They said they're not announcing who's showing up, but I know, I was conversating with some of the Glow girls, and they're going to be there. So we're looking forward to that as well. I think we'll set up our table right next to them.
And if I could give the fans a little insight.
Just
a little. I have been hearing about the Glow girls for a month.
Just a month, man.
You're hype for the Glow girls. Yeah, Dave is like meditating in the booth right now. Unbelievable.
But there's no telling who's going to show up there, man. And I was looking at like past events, who comes. So that's part of the magic of it is like the surprise. And I was talking to Paulie Cover yesterday. He said, you're just walking around hanging out at the bar and there's whoop-de whoop and whoop-de whoop, and it's like, it's just magic to be down there. Part of that.
Yeah. So we'd love to see
So
you.
we got a room on Tuesday night, ladies. Sweet is going down. We're having a hell of a party. Come on down. I'm going to show you what the difference about. Yeah, what I mean?
Man. See, and I'm kind of playing the baby face right now.
Yeah.
I wanted to go heel on that so bad, but we're on terrestrial radio. By the way, I want to say hi to Rocky Thurber in the chat box, our good friend Rocky T.
Is Rocky there?
Rocky's there. Said, good job today, guys. Thank you. We appreciate it. This limo is getting destroyed, by the way, David Difference.
Yeah, shout out to Rocky.
This is
I see it.
Of course, this FTW is a hardcore match. Anything goes. And the limousine is taking a beating. There's been a pile driver, I believe, on it, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry, I guess I can't call him Jungle Boy anymore, just got suplexed through the windshield.
Yeah.
Oh, man. God, I can't wait to watch this today.
Well, Rocky was pretty grumpy yesterday. Shout out to Rocky.
Okay.
Maybe it's the heat. Everybody was a little on edge.
Yeah.
It is. What's happening?
Ooh, Jungle Boy took a nasty gash on his arm, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That looked
ouch. That didn't look good.
It happens, man. Welcome to wrestling.
Yep, for sure. Well, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll get into a little bit of WWE news because they've got a pay-per-view coming up on Saturday. We got to talk about that. And a WWE superstar.
Check out Purpose.
6 years. It's over. It's over. The pain, the suffering, the sweat, the blood, the tears. We'll tell you all about it when we come back on the Mark Hoke Show. I'm Mark Hoke, the David Difference, the best in pro wrestling news on KDAWN 101.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
Tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? Join Robert Cummings for Retirement and Income Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. on 101.5 FM, KDAWN. And call now for your complimentary customized retirement and income kit and book at 844-725-SAFE.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys or affiliate attorneys in your state. Call 833-MEN-LAW-1. Joseph Cordell, Principal Partner. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
My son stopped talking to me. He didn't want to leave his room.
I didn't feel like talking to anyone. I just wanted to be alone.
I was really worried about my daughter. She was angry all the time.
I felt so depressed.
I was really worried about my daughter.
I couldn't do anything right. I was always getting yelled at.
My son told me he wanted to hurt himself. I was so scared.
I was feeling hopeless. It was all too much.
We needed help.
We needed help.
We needed help.
We needed help.
I needed help.
I called the mobile crisis response team, and we met with them that same day.
A crisis team came to my house and helped me talk to my parents about how I was feeling.
I called the mobile crisis response team. They met with us that day.
I talked to them about how I was feeling, and it really helped.
Sometimes understanding what children are experiencing can be difficult. The Nevada Children's Mobile Crisis Response Team provides mental health intervention and support. Learn more at nocrisis.com. This message sponsored by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
There is one word that is consistent throughout the entire state of Nevada: community. As our state continues to grow, now more than ever, Nevadans are pulling together to help, support, and pitch in. If you or someone you know is looking to get more active in your community, Nevada Volunteers can help. NevadaVolunteers.org is an easy way to find volunteer opportunities in your area with organizations that share your passion. From working with animals, art and culture, children, or disaster relief, NevadaVolunteers.org is the gateway to many community organizations who can benefit from someone like you. Looking to help out the environment? How about equality and social justice or health and hunger issues? NevadaVolunteers.org has a full listing of volunteer opportunities in your area. To learn more about volunteering, visit NevadaVolunteers.org. This message, sponsored by Nevada Volunteers, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Youth and young adult, education, employment, behavioral and mental health. Find resources for youth in your community. Free and confidential help is here 24/7. Download the Youth app for yourself, a friend, or your family. Text your zip code to 898-211. Call 211, visit nevada211.org, or chat with a specialist on our website. Get connected. Get help.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Hunt Bono, inviting you to listen to Breaking Bread with Bono, Dennis's in-depth celebrity interview show from Table 30 in the legendary Bootlegger Italian Bistro every Saturday, 5 p.m. right here on KDAWN.
If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
101.5 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And
ladies and gentlemen, Mark Hoke. What? What'd you say, Mark?
David Difference, I don't like you at all.
What did you say, man?
Hey, I'm David Difference. Look at me, man. I make the difference.
Hey, let me ask you something.
I'm a soul man.
I was looking at. Settle down. What's your problem, man?
You just banged on me. You get it back.
That was you.
Old Barry White in there.
Yeah. So check this out. Number one, you use too many hashtags on this live stream. Like every word you could think of.
Yeah, that's what you do.
No, you don't. It's ineffective when you use every hook. Every word you could think of.
It's everybody on the card, man.
Okay, well, it doesn't work that way. We'll talk after this.
Fine.
We'll have a sit down and a training.
Well,
But we got the new headlocks and heart shirts. They are dropping next week, man. We got Purpose. We got Champions of Change coming. And I'll get you guys a link to purchase those, and those will go towards the organization. We're raising funds, man, for this show in December.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's great news.
Love what you do what you love, baby.
Well, Hook's loving it right now because he has regained his FTW championship. It is back in the family after, well, a pretty nasty match there. Jack Perry took a trash can to the head.
That happens, man. I once, as a
unexposed, by the way.
You ever got beat up as a kid?
No. I got a little kicked around every once in a while, but never what I would call beat up.
Yeah. I took a beating once. I was a teen. I got beat up by an older gentleman. Could have been assault. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got whooped up. It broke my nose. I didn't realize it till years later. It was like that. But then I seen him when I went back to the Bay, man. And he cowered.
Did he?
He said, "I'm so proud of you. I'm watching everything you do, man. You the guy." And I said, "Shut up."
Right.
You dummy.
Should have dropped him.
Yeah, nah, let it go, man.
Let's get him in the ring. Let's book it.
All right.
Let's put that on an FSW card.
Yeah. Can we talk about something?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah. Nothing you want to get off your chest?
No, not on the show.
You don't want to talk about that?
No, I don't.
People want to know, man.
No,
they're here for you.
That's like a live stream topic, not a
live
101.5
radio.
FM KDAWN topic.
All right,
we'll just leave it at that.
Cool.
Well, by the way, with all this stuff going on with AEW, there's a WWE pay-per-view coming up on Saturday.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. What is today? I don't even know.
Today's Sunday.
Today's Sunday. I feel like Friday.
And Saturday does not come right after Sunday. Next week on Labor Day weekend, we have WWE Payback that is going to be coming up here. And if I could find my window, there it is. We do have 5 decent matches on this card, David.
Talk to me.
Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus are going to get the match that a lot of people were expecting them to have at SummerSlam. They'll be in a steel cage. So they'll be settling their differences, squashing their beef, I believe, as you like to say.
Squash that beef.
Yeah.
Is that what I say?
I think so.
I don't say it.
Yeah, I think you do.
I probably said it, but I don't say it like it's my thing.
Squash that beef.
Squash that beef.
Grab them cakes.
Yeah. Come on, girl.
But I'm sure Zoe Stark from FSW, of course, will be involved in that one. Seth Rollins is going to be taking on Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's go Shinsuke.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Nigel McGuinness, of course, a British commentator, former wrestler, who has been threatening to come back. He hasn't wrestled for a while because of a massive, I believe it was a neck injury, if I remember right. He has just hit the broadcast booth at All In, and the crowd went nuts for him.
Bananas.
So good for Nigel to get a nice little pop there. Rhea Ripley and
shout out to Bobby Day.
Bobby Day?
Yeah, she tuned in, man. She tuned in for a second there to see what we was doing.
All right. Hi, Bobby Day.
She doing some stuff out there in the world.
All right.
Magical people. I know some magical people, man.
So
I'll introduce you, man.
All right. Well, your people can meet my people.
Who your people?
I got people.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley takes on Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's World Championship. That should be a good one too. And I'll tell you, those two pretty strong, hard-hitting women, that should be an exciting match. Now that's finally going to happen. I'm looking forward to that one.
Which one?
Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, you got a crush on her.
Who? Which one?
Probably both. I don't know. Knowing you're sick, man. No, you're not sick. You're just you admire both of them.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. Rhea's taken,
but you are sick. What does that mean?
She is. She's engaged.
Well, you could still admire her.
I can, but I'm just saying. If you're talking romance, no.
Mm-hmm.
No. Rey Mysterio will defend his newly gained United States Championship against the former champion Austin Theory. Do you see any chance Austin gets that belt back? I think it happens.
Something has to happen with that belt. It doesn't make sense that Ray has it. Does it?
It made
Is there
no
any
sense. It made no sense whatsoever. I mean, I think that was going to be Santos Escobar anyway, but then I don't know. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a last hurrah for Ray, but we'll see what happens in that one. And then we have LA Knight and The Miz. We, after all this nastiness going on between the two of them.
You know what's interesting? I mean, we talk about LA Knight, and obviously that's my guy there. But as like, there's almost something, and it's music artists as well, but you almost like endear them more when they're like, I was a huge Doja Cat fan when she was independent and doing this thing in small time. Then she blow up and you kind of like phase out of it. You know, we like that homegrown when they doing their thing behind the scenes and, you know, making that climb. Kind of changes once they get to a certain level. Do you ever feel that, Mark?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, but I'm looking forward to seeing LA Knight.
Oh yeah,
make this
always,
run.
Yeah, I'm just like now. It's like you know, when we want it as fans, and it's like give us more. Then when they give us more, sometimes it seems a little contrived.
Yeah, well, that's why you got to be careful. You know, when you're writing these stories for professional wrestling, it's very easy to go in weird directions that, or you know, take things too far too fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like one that I remember on that was Jinder Mahal when he won the WWE Championship. That just came out of the blue from him being everybody's whipping boy to the world champion in a matter of a couple of matches. You know, that just didn't work. And it was done because they were going on a tour of India. So they wanted to have him as the champion.
Yeah,
but
it didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was just like he just beat Randy Orton. He won a six-person match and then beats Randy Orton, went from nowhere to the champ. Okay.
Yeah, I like that build. I like Austin's story, The Rock, how they just went from, you know, one extreme to the next and like just went with it. Like there was a flow, right?
Yeah.
There was a flow from whatever to damn and then to meteoric. I like that word, meteoric.
It's a good word. By the way, we had a good buddy of the show and Chad Gable, who I interviewed, and him and Otis at WrestleMania. And I brought it up to Chad. You know, I think I'd love to see you get in the ring with some of the big guys. Maybe go after that Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. Well, guess what? Gable just got a count-out victory on Gunther this week on WWE TV. So it looks like they're going to be facing off. And could Chad Gable be the Intercontinental Champion? Is he the guy?
I think that was a hell of a match, right? Like, and that positioned him to be that guy. I think everybody, I mean, obviously well-respected talent, but after that match, you can see what was next. I mean, obviously there was something there, but maybe it's just he beat him with the count out and let's move on. Now, you never know how they booked that.
Chad is getting so over right now, and he was somebody who really seemed like he was in WWE limbo for such a long time, and being so talented, it's just ridiculous that he was getting buried like he was. And now you're really getting to see what Chad Gable can do. And I'm excited for him. You know, I really can't. I would love to see him be the one. I think that would be a great person to do it. But then, of course, when Gunther does lose this title, I have a feeling it's coming soon. Now you've got LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, and Gunther looming out there as well.
And Gunther?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just said when Gunther loses. Now,
well, he's gonna. Well, we know how it is. You lose the Intercontinental title and then move up.
Oh,
you know, like Randy Savage did as an example.
You remember when? Yeah, you remember when it was really like that second title. Like you had the Intercontinental. Next thing you go into to the moon. Now they got 12 championships. Who knows who's important?
Well, I think that's changed a little bit with the Intercontinental title. They're starting to really do some good things with it now that Triple H is in charge. So,
well, just this one. I mean, right? Who did he beat?
Who did Gunther knock off? Ricochet. Ricochet, I believe it was.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but Gunther's done a nice job.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is that he's got to be a legitimate contender to go after Roman Reigns. He's got to be.
Gunther?
Yeah.
Nah,
so before we get into that, we want to send a congratulations out to Akira Tozawa. Of course, got involved in that whole little shenanigans with LA Knight and The Miz. Tozawa knocks off The Miz on Monday Night Raw and ends a 6-year losing streak on WWE TV. He had not won a regular match for 6 years.
This is how we're ending the show, Mark.
Congrats to Tozawa. Way to go, buddy.
Come on, man.
World champ.
It's been,
right now.
It's been a pleasure, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you at the CHC Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday down at the Plaza. That's the difference.
Yeah, we really do appreciate you guys listening to us on the Mark Hoke Show, wherever you are. And like I said, David said, come down and join us at the CAC at the Plaza. It's going to be a great time. Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show, Instagram, The Mark Hoke Show. Well, it's just The Mark Hoke Show, wherever it is. Just find us.
Damn.
Subscribe on YouTube. We'd certainly appreciate that. And that's going to do it. Enjoy All In, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a great day, Las Vegas. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Home delivered meals.